Hello fellow video game collectors, and welcome to another pickups episode. So today I'm going to be talking about some newer games that I've picked up recently. So the first game that I got was a copy of Super Mario Maker on the 3DS. Now Super Mario Maker on the Wii U is probably one of my favorite games for the Wii U. It's just so awesome to be able to create all sorts of just crazy levels with the level editor and be able to share them with your friends and with everyone else on the internet. You'll just never run out of level ideas of what to create in this game, and you'll just never run out of just all of these awesome levels that other people have made. So thankfully Nintendo decided to port this game to the 3DS so that you can play it on the go. So the 3DS version is actually a fairly good port of the Wii U version of the game, but there are a few changes that are worth noting. The biggest omission is that you are no longer able to share your levels online on the 3DS version. I don't know why Nintendo decided to do that, as it is probably the part that made the Wii U version such a wide and popular success. It almost made me not want to purchase this version of the game. It's pretty ridiculous how limited it is. You can't even download levels by their course ID like you can on the Wii U version. The only way to exchange levels with other people is either through the local wireless and Street Pass. So if I had to pick between these two versions, the Wii U and the 3DS, I would definitely say get the Wii U version over the 3DS version. But if you really love Mario Maker and you want to be able to play it on the go, then get a copy of the 3DS. So next I got a copy of Final Fantasy XV, and this is the deluxe edition. So it has this nice little slip cover over this metal case, and inside of it includes the game as well as the movie Kingsglaive. And additionally, I also got this huge book. This is the complete official collector's guide for Final Fantasy XV. This is a massive book with just information about anything that you would need to know about this game. Definitely useful to have. So I am just a huge fan of Final Fantasy. I always pick up whatever the latest Final Fantasy game is, whether it's in the main series or otherwise. So 15 brings us into an open world environment game, and just best of all, it throws you into this open world environment right at the start of the game. You know, there's no lots of hand holding at the beginning or anything. This is the complete opposite of Final Fantasy XIII, which I did enjoy, but it was, very linear until the end of the game where it finally opened up. So 15 is just a complete opposite of Final Fantasy XIII. It starts out as a completely open world game, and it does get a little bit linear towards the end, but the best part is that you can always return to the open world segment at any part of the game, and I just really enjoyed that and thought it was very well done. So I have already played and finished this game a few months ago, as I did get it at release date. Overall, I really did enjoy it, and I think it's a pretty good entry in the series, but it's definitely not my favorite Final Fantasy of, all time. That would still be reserved for Final Fantasy VI for me. Now, although I really love the open world at first, it does get quite a bit repetitive. A lot of the quests and the hunts in the game are just very similar, and they're really not that interesting to do. I find it's just mostly a lot of fluff and filler in the game. Plus, there's just a hilarious product placement quest for Cup Noodle. And towards the later part of the game, there's just that dreadful Chapter 13 that I really didn't enjoy at all. Thankfully, it is getting fixed with some of the future updates that Square Enix is putting out. It was just a little bit longer than it should have been. I understand that it's supposed to be a section of the game where, you're supposed to be filled with loneliness and despair, but it just kept dragging on and on and on. Despite that though, overall, it's still a really good game. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. I still need to go back to it and finish all of the achievements and some of the stuff that I haven't done since I beat the game. And maybe I'll check out the DLC, but I think I'm probably going to wait a while before I do that, maybe for like a season pass sale or something. Next game I got was a copy of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and this is the Legacy Edition, which includes the Modern Warfare Remaster. So of course I just had to buy the latest yearly edition of Call of Duty, although I'm really one of those people that buys these for the single player campaign more than the multiplayer, which is probably pretty rare. I think most people just play these for the multiplayer. So I actually got this at release date, and I've already played through and beat both of the games here. Infinite Warfare is set in a futuristic setting. When I first heard about it, I wasn't really looking forward to it because I've kind of been itching for another World War II Call of Duty game. But I was actually really impressed with the campaign in Infinite Warfare. It is a really surprisingly good game. I just like the fact that you're basically the captain of your own ship and you get to choose your missions in any order that you want to do them in. Although there really isn't a lot of main story missions in the game, there are plenty of side ones for you to do. It even has spaceship combat, which is pretty awesome and pretty easy to control while still being free flying in open space. These segments, they're not on rails or anything. Infinite Warfare is definitely one of my favorite Call of Duty campaign stories. It had a very moving ending to the game. You know, no spoilers, but it almost made me cry. That's how good I thought it was. So also in this bundle is Modern Warfare Remastered. So I played this after beating Infinite Warfare, and you can definitely see a drop down in quality. Not that the remake is bad, just that it's obviously a 2007 game. Modern Warfare was my first Call of Duty game that I played in the series, so it was really nice going back and replaying through it again. So I haven't played the multiplayer in either game yet, so I don't really have a lot to say there. Overall though, if you like Call of Duty, I wouldn't pass up on this iteration of the series. I thoroughly enjoyed playing through both of these games. So the next game that I got was a copy of Mario Party Star Rush for the 3DS. So this is the newest game in the Mario Party series. It actually plays a bit differently than any other Mario Party game, even the last one on the 3DS, which was Mario Party Island Tour. So instead of everyone taking one turn at a time like most Mario Party games, instead each player just chooses where they want to move their character on the board, which is now oddly a grid of squares, kind of like a traditional board game. Then after everyone has selected where they want to go, all of the players just move at once, which just really speeds up the game, and I really thought that this was a good improvement. But on the downside, this game has a lot of luck in the mini games, which really might frustrate some players. Overall though, if you're looking for another portable Mario Party game, then definitely snag this one. Then I got a copy of Dragon Quest VIII for the 3DS. As I mentioned previously in the past when I showed off Dragon Quest VII, I haven't really played any of the Dragon Quest games before. This one definitely looks like a good one to start with. Like Final Fantasy, most of the Dragon Quest games are completely standalone, so you don't have to have played any of the other games in the series before you play any particular one. So this is a fantastic remake of the original PlayStation 2 version. It's maybe not as graphically beautiful as the original PlayStation 2 game, but the gameplay improvements are definitely much better, such as being able to speed up combat animations, which is something that I really like from the Bravely Default series. There's also a lot of new things that they added in this version of the game as well. There's a new ending. You can see monsters roaming around on the field instead of just it randomly happening. New characters were added that you can play as, and they even included this new photo mode so you can go around and take pictures of places. So if you're thinking about getting into Dragon Quest, I definitely would say that this is a great one to start with. You won't regret getting it. Next, I got a copy of Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, and this is the limited edition of the game. I don't know why these games have such terrible names, but there you have it. The limited edition of this game just includes a special collectible pin of Kingdom Hearts here, and that's it. And the only other thing in this box is just the game itself. So this collection, it includes a copy of Dream Drop Distance, which was originally released on the 3DS. It also has Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, which is a short episode that takes place right after Birth by Sleep, which was on the PSP. And it's sort of a prequel to whatever Kingdom Hearts 3 will be. Additionally, there's also included Kingdom Hearts Chi back cover, I think that's right, which is an hour-long cinematic movie. So if you've never played Dream Drop Distance before, or you don't have a 3DS, then this is definitely worth getting just for that alone. I'll probably eventually also pick up a copy of the Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 and 2.5 Remix Collection for the PlayStation 4 as well. I do already have them on the PS3, but I'm waiting for a price drop on the PS4 version because I think it would be better to play it there. So whenever I get that version of the 1.5 and 2.5 collection, I'm going to jump in and start playing the series. Then for the Xbox One, I got a copy of Torment Tides of Numenera, and this is the Day 1 edition, which includes the soundtrack of the game as well as a fold-out map. So I've been waiting a really long time for this game to come out. It's basically a CRPG and is technically a spiritual successor to the 1999 PC game called Planescape Torment. If you've played Planescape Torment or Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, or Divinity Original Sin before, then you will feel right at home in this game. So this is available cross-platform. You can get it on PC or PS4 as well. But the best part, to me at least, is that I can play this on a console instead of a PC, as I just much prefer to relax on the couch since I sit in front of a computer all day at work. So unlike Planescape Torment or Baldur's Gate, combat is turn-based instead of being real-time in this game. It's a very text-heavy game, as that just comes with the genre of CRPGs. You can pretty much avoid any fight in the game by just talking your way out of them or using your character skills instead. I've only put a few hours into this so far because I immediately switched to playing Zelda Breath of the Wild whenever it came out shortly after Torment was released. But this is the next game that I'm going to tackle my backlog. I'm really looking forward to it, as this genre is just what I grew up with. If you yourself love the CRPG genre, then don't pass it up. It's great. And also as a note, if you haven't played Planescape Torment before, or maybe you have, they have recently released the enhanced edition version of it for the PC. Next, I got a copy of Poochy and Yoshi's Woolly World. Here the box is empty because I've already taken out the Poochy amiibo that it comes with, as well as the game itself. Now, I absolutely love this game on the Wii U, as it is a port of that. It is a fantastic co-op game on the Wii U, but the port, the story, and most of the game is still the same. It's technically a downgrade of graphics, but it still looks pretty good for the 3DS. Additionally, level selection in the game is now presented as a side-scrolling 2D thing instead of the roaming around on a little 3D open world hub world thing that was in the Wii U version of the game. Just makes it a lot faster for choosing levels in this game. You can also customize your Yoshi with new unlocks that are found in this 3DS version of the game. There are also Poochy auto runner stages. Plus, if you have the amiibo here, you can call him to assist you in the levels. He'll let you know when you're close to some of the hidden collectibles in the stages. This amiibo also works in the Wii U version of the game as well. So if you have just the Wii U version, then you can still use him in that. Overall, this is a very cute game. I can highly recommend either version of the game. I would kind of lean towards the Wii U version if you're wanting to play it with a friend, or maybe the 3DS version if you're just wanting to play it on the go. So then the final game that I got was this huge box for Persona 5. This is the Take Your Heart Premium Edition. So this is actually a huge slipcover to the front here, which then opens up this huge box that includes all of the goodies with the game. So some of the goodies that are included are the soundtrack, a plush doll, an art book of the game, as well as a messenger bag. Then you have the game itself, which again has a slipcover over this just beautiful steel case here. So Persona is yet another series that I have yet to dip my toes into. Thankfully, each of the Persona games are also completely independent of each other, so I can just jump right into this one having not played any of the others before. If you're not familiar with the Persona games, this is a mix between a dungeon crawler at night, and then during the day you're at school, and it's just kind of like a friendship, relationship, social simulator. It's definitely a very Japanese game. All the Persona games are fairly long too, but they're all really good. I'm definitely looking forward to diving into this one soon. Then from GameStop, I picked up this Robin amiibo for just $9 because it was on clearance. Now, I also just want to complain a little bit about GameStop. So, I have a Nintendo Switch, and I've been looking for the neon-colored Joy-Con controllers. Well, I walked into this GameStop, and of course they had a bunch of Switch stuff out on their shelves, and I saw one of the blue and red Joy-Con combo packs together. So I picked it up off the shelf, and of course it felt a bit empty because the case was, or the box was just a display-only box. But I took it up to the front counter, and I'm like, hey, you know, I want to buy this. And they didn't have it in stock. So why does GameStop put stuff like this out on their shelves if they don't even have it in their stores? I just find that to be a very misleading and shady practice. So it actually worked out alright for me, and I'm actually glad that I didn't pick up that particular combo set of Joy-Con controllers at GameStop, because I managed to snag both a blue set and red set of Joy-Cons. So I got, you know, both the left and right of each color instead of just one of each. So I got these at Walmart online for $80 each, which is just the going price of the Joy-Cons. I managed to get these by using a website called NowInStock. I'll put a link to that down in the description below. Very, very useful website. I've used it in the past to try and find rare game collector items that just are really hard to find. But what it does is you just set an alert on an item, and it just emails you or texts you or whatever whenever it comes in stock. And since I picked up those new Joy-Con controllers, I went ahead and grabbed a couple of comfort grips for them as well for $18 each. And just to show you the difference of the original Nintendo Switch grip and these comfort ones, they're mostly the same, but there are a little few differences. It doesn't have the Switch logo on the front here. And the back handle part of the comfort one is like a rubber grip. It's also shaped slightly differently. It kind of curves in a little bit, whereas this one's more straight and longer. Other than that, though, they're pretty much the same. So if you're looking for more grips for your Joy-Cons, these work just fine. Alright, and so that's everything that I got to show for today. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to give the video a thumbs up, as that always helps me out. Leave a comment down below if you want to talk about any of the games that I showed you today. And if you're new to the channel, then be sure to subscribe. And remember, you gotta get the power up to beat the game. Let's try it again. But the best part of it is that I'm losing my voice. Ago, I did put the blah, blah, blah. I wasn't really looking forward to it because I've been kind of having, you know, want to play another Call of Duty War. Oh my gosh. The next game I got was a copy of. Is that the only thing? Additionally, there's also included, if you've never played Dream Drop Distance, I'm holding it up right, okay. As well as the 0.2 Birth by Sleep. What he'll do is he'll run around and let you know when you come close to some of the hidden collectibles. Auto runner stages that you can do in this. Blah. Then from I'm glad to have this one in my collection. I don't know, I'm just rambling. I'm going on and on and on and on. And then since I got those new Joy-Con controllers, I don't even know how to begin showing this off. I'm wasting time. This box is massive. Thanks for watching. Bye.